Hey man, what it do YouTube? It's your boy back again with another video, man. We start the cycle of the Black Ops 7. Yes, man. Um, you heard ain't no wall running or no jetpacks. What is the selling point of this game? I really don't know. Make sure you start like share, new Discord. We're gonna be on all of these games going crazy. GTA. I'm gonna get Borderlands, Call of Duty, 2K. I already said 2K. Man, I'm gonna get mad this year for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of things we're gonna be in there doing, you know what I'm saying? You'll get updates to the videos, you feel me? So yeah, go ahead, join that if you want. But Call of Duty Black Ops 7. This is gonna be, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, nostalgia Call of Duty. There's gonna be a whole bunch of Black Ops 2 guns you see. It might be a Black Ops 3 gun in there. You know what I'm saying? This might have a big round of guns, you feel me? But let's get into it. Espresso, link in the description. Check them out. Okay. So what's the selling point since there ain't no movement? It ain't nothing to spice
Black
up the
Ops
game.
7 and multiplayer in particular had more help than's being let on? Well, that's the newest rumor that could change a lot of the perception of content and support for Black Ops 7. Now, whether it's a good or bad thing is entirely subjective, but today we're going to be taking a look at this new rumor that has some pretty big implications for the multiplayer of Black Ops 7. Drop your thoughts, drop a like, and make sure to subscribe, and maybe consider following over on Twitch if you'd like to join in on these kind of conversations live as we get back into the swing of things over there. But anyways, this new rumor comes from a rather nonchalant discussion about Black Ops 6 versus Modern Warfare 3 support when it comes to maps, weapons, and snappy and fluid gameplay in Modern Warfare 3 from the Ghost of Hope.
Oh yeah.
And inside
This will be the exact thing that happened. Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. Like I already told y'all, nostalgia, bro. We gonna hit on that shit. Big point, you feel me? So it's a bunch of old maps. A bunch of old guns. I'm gonna make a video on what old guns I think are gonna be coming back to.
who we've talked about here on the channel,
it's
and
gonna be
who's
more
a lot of his leaks
they ain't
end up
working back to back years.
replying to the mention that it feels like Treyarch don't like making their game. Hopefully Black Ops 7 is more fun. That's when Hope stated, not sure if they'll credit them, but Sledgehammer Games is pretty much doing the MP at this point. That has to mean something, I hope.
Yeah, I'm like, making back-to-back games, bro. And then, hold on, they did Modern Warfare. Look, you got to think about it. They did Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. They did this. They had to do this game. And taking the weight off them a little bit, that's gonna hopefully come out with a bit of progress. You already know Sledgehammer Games likes they multiplayers to be at least fun. Modern Warfare 3 was fun.
Second. Say what now? Black Ops 7 was publicly stated to be a game developed by Treyarch and Raven, so this would be the first time we hear any sort of mention of this, and especially having just seen Sledgehammer come off of working for Modern Warfare 3 and what we all imagined would be then working on their next upcoming title, rumored to be their own project in 2027. That being something that it seemed like would be sort of uninterrupted from Modern Warfare 3's development to 2027's launch title, giving them their first adequate developmental window in over a decade, which we'll expand on that detail in a second.
That's terrible, bro.
So this kind of changes everything
like
about
that,
Black
man.
Ops 7,
It's crazy,
right?
Man.
But why? Well, firstly, I think this introduces more questions and potentially opens up the timetable on which development for Black Ops 7 could have been ongoing. The rough timetable breakdown, if you take this rumor out of the equation, only really comes around to two options. Number one, Black Ops 7 was a campaign developed by Raven, and multiplayer and zombies were developed by Treyarch. This would then be a rush job where the majority of the 3 years leading to Black Ops 6 were worked on for Black Ops 6. And that a lot of that sort of back half in Black Ops 7 would be a lot of scramble.
I actually thought about this. What happened if this game was that 4 years? Think about it. Why the fuck would I put out a game my fault. I'm looking at my rivals right now to see some dumb shit. But yeah, what happened if Black Ops 6 wasn't the game that we worked on for, you know what I'm saying, 4 years? Just thought about that. What happened if, you know, this game was worked on for 4 years and we just branched off, like, because it's gonna be the same game technically. It's gonna be the same game. This would a few new shit. But yeah, what happened? This game is the game that they really spent their time on, and they just branched off like the movement. They branched off the movement. It's a different feel because we already knew this game was coming out last year before Black Ops 6. You know what I'm saying? So
rambling.
Nah.
Or number two, the development was always planned to be in a 4-ish year time frame span that you'd see from when Black Ops Cold War ended to when we saw Black Ops 6, that split would be relatively even, with only the Essentials still working on like post-launch content after the launch of Black Ops 6, with everything else then migrating after some of that foundation has been built up, where you can just kind of round out and make some of the sort of more detailed pieces of that and focus heavily on Black Ops 7 before the launch of that game. I mean, neither are ideal necessarily, but if Sledgehammer were to be in charge of multiplayer, that would significantly reduce the workload for one studio, focusing on multiplayer and zombies.
I think they need to go back to this method. If y'all don't remember, before Call of Duty is what it is now, everybody used to work on it just a little bit. Now there was a head team, so like say like MW3, right? Not the last one, but MW3 the first one. You know what I'm saying? MW3 back then in the good old days. It'll be, you got MW3, right? You got IW, head dev, and then you got, you know what I'm saying, Sledge and Treyarch just helping out. We need to go back to that because they don't seem they know what they're doing over there. We need to go back to that. That was when games was way better. You know what I'm saying?
Especially turning this into another group project where Raven tackles campaign, Sledgehammer tackles multiplayer, and zombies is tackled by Treyarch. Would seem really odd to see such a major part not be attributed to Sledgehammer when that likely has the most replayability, but it would be something that I think would perhaps spell out a better outcome for the game when it launches later this fall.
Yeah.
Not one team scrambling to make 3 modes, but instead 3 teams each making one singular mode. Not to mention, if that's the case, Sledgehammer's Modern Warfare 3, like it or not for yourself, saw the least drop off in the new modern era of Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2019.
I was playing that shit all year,
according to industry data.
No breaks.
We beat the point of death here on the channel, but
y'all seen my channel. I was playing that shit all year, bro. That shit actually had content back to back.
That the post-launch year of support for Modern Warfare 3 was the best that we'd probably ever seen in the COD franchise, and
shout out
that
to
data, if accurate, would actually back that up when it comes to playtime. What's also positive about this rumor is the fact that Sledgehammer has had a very long track record of community feedback and their open reception to it. Whether good or bad, over the last decade, I'd say that if we're looking at the 3 main developers, Infinity Ward is kind of hard stuck on their designs, and they kind of say, nope, we're not changing anything. Great example of that would be the now 6-year-long battle with things like red dots on the minimap, the dead silence as a perk versus field upgrade, time to kill, you name it. There's a ton of things that you could.
And ass, my nigga, come on now. But yeah, bro. Hopefully this game is good and I can play it and I can really. I like Modern Warfare 3, especially with the multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? 150. We wasn't getting, well, we still was getting melted, but y'all know what I mean. It was more of a gunfight than you just getting blatantly and you on the ground and shit. So hopefully the movement good. Hopefully it still feel like a Treyarch game though, you know what I'm saying? Looping streaks. I don't think they going back to pick 10. I ain't gonna lie, that shit dead. You know what I'm saying? Good maps. Hopefully we got some good maps, but they say we might go back to the old Black Ops 2 maps. You know what I'm saying? We about to hit on nostalgia fact like we did for Modern Warfare 3, so I don't know. Oh shit.
And hard-headedness with their designs and wanting to stick with it, which, as a developer, even though we might not like it, it is their vision and they have every right to do that. Treyarch has been just slightly less hard-headed, but the redeeming factor for them is that they will make those adjustments, albeit most of the time about 1 to 3 seasons too late, whenever it's then become so problematic that people are off-put by it. And Sledgehammer, well, they have, over the course of the last decade, probably more accurately since the Division overhaul in World War II, that's when you could, in that game in particular, definitely tell the developers had a lot more fun making the game after that point versus what it was whenever it launched. But that Division overhaul, I think, kind of marked when they were basically like, all right, let's build these games together. And since then, they've built games and made adjustments on the fly based off community feedback. So there's comments and concerns that players have. If it is indeed Sledgehammer at the helm for multiplayer for Black Ops 7,
and it's right to do, y'all. They've been helping y'all with
changes on the fly and perhaps reducing the changes needed in the first place in the eyes of the community. Also, if you want to take a look at what we've heard rumored for Black Ops 7, it kind of makes sense if this actually does line up, because some of these rumors we've heard about Black Ops 7 are right up the recent Sledgehammer games history's alley. The biggest one to me being Pick 10. If that's actually returning for Black Ops 7, fun fact, that was actually something that I had heard personally was meant to be in Modern Warfare 3 in early development. But Infinity Ward then shot that down, to which then they created the Modern Warfare 3 create a class system that we had that actually shipped. So to get a chance to do that,
I'm gonna say if it come back, y'all do it right, y'all can still have all the whoop-de-whoop, but there'll be more creativity. It'll kind of make the old content come back. You'll still have the best class setups and all that, but now it'll just be more gameplay and what you do with the gun. So don't
like
look at Black Ops 3 content if you
maybe
wonder
wall
what I'm
running.
talking
It's
about.
been kind of debunked that that's not a thing, but you know what I mean.
If it
Somewhat
come back.
advanced movement here. It's kind of poetic justice to see this come full circle on things that they wanted to do for a while now, if again this is as rumored. Not to mention, if it is something that if they are handling the multiplayer of this, I kind of think that we'd see a lot of design elements for multiplayer maps, modes, and how things are handled, plus the post-launch
Rearrange.
support in terms of content for each season. If we end up seeing events and things doled out like that, that's probably going to be something you can bank on as well. So ultimately, this might change everything in the formula of what to expect for Black Ops 7 multiplayer. But okay, what does this mean for the future of Sledgehammer games? Because I mean, it was reported they were not happy about being a year 2 studio, and understandably so. We talked about it before. They haven't really had their shot at a full dev window since the first standalone title they had in Advanced Warfare. I mean, yes, they were brought on in support of Modern Warfare 3 back in 2011. That project was already in pre-production when they came on, and it was slightly after the beginning. World War II, after Advanced Warfare and that sort of whole timetable they had for development, that was rumored to be in Advanced Warfare 2 for a long while, but then got pulled because of exo fatigue. Then they had to pivot, make a World War II boots on the ground game. Vanguard was a byproduct of a schism in development for a joint Sledgehammer and Raven Cold War game that then Treyarch came in and took over and then kind of slapped that branding Black Ops on it. We've talked about my theories on that before. That's kind of why I think we didn't see the same casting of Woods and Mason, and why
Shit ain't got no sound. Shit ain't got no sound. But yeah, man, they getting the short end of the stick, bro. They don't get nothing full. For that shit. They don't get nothing full, bro. That's short end of the stick, gang.
they were kind of like side characters in that story, because first and foremost, it was going to be a Cold War story told by Sledgehammer and Raven, not necessarily a Black Ops story until later on. They just slapped those characters in there and put the branding on to sell better. And then Modern Warfare 3 was Sledgehammer's mess to clean up off of what Infinity Ward had kind of left them. A lot of stuff the community didn't like, and a way to shape the sort of gameplay experience of the Modern Warfare era of Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Albeit the campaign and zombies, you could definitely tell were lackluster because of that shortened development time, but the multiplayer, all in all, wasn't all that bad. So to have them currently rumored for a 2027 game of their own, it was refreshing of a notion to hear them finally getting some time to work on their game, uninterrupted. But that doesn't seem to be the case now, if this holds true, right? I mean, all things considered, this is still a rumor and a leak. It has not been verified just yet. But according to Hope, they are still, as he said, full steam ahead on 2027, so this won't impact them much, if at all. They definitely lost a lot with the layoffs, more than publicly known, but they're going to be hiring a lot here shortly. That likens back to some of the reports recently of layoffs at Sledgehammer Games, which does happen a lot, unfortunately, in the industry, especially the last 5 years or so. One thing that does lend cadence to that as well, though, is that a lot of work for Call of Duty games is contract-based. So they are ramping up to whenever a game is about to launch, they bring more people on to end up hiring them, and then the sort of workforce kind of expands and contracts. So it might seem like they're really relatively unfazed even having to pick up another project here. And frankly, while that seems hard to believe, I do kind of get and think that for now that could be true. The multiplayer team is only a portion of the studio, so you'll have a campaign crew, a third mode crew, whatever that is, animators, level designers, artists, whatever, all in all, that every year around season 3 or 4, the game's content is completed. Up until that season 6 content, it's just waiting to be rolled out. So whenever that time comes around, they're always working on their next project. If it's a bigger studio like Infinity Ward or Treyarch, that is those main two, they'll be working on their game that is still 3 years out. If it's something like Sledgehammer, they're going to be jumping to, in the last, again, half decade or so, something that's about 2 years out, if not a little bit less.
Like,
so a lot.
Were y'all seen that? Like, look at the gunfight. Like, you see, like he wasn't really melted. Like, hopefully, if this is true, Sledgehammer is gonna be working on the majority of the multiplayer. They working on the multiplayer hopefully they take from what they did with MW3 with the time to kill, not being not too fast at the right, you know what I'm saying? Headshots mattering, you know what I'm saying? They 150 health, the movement. I think the movement gonna be based on what Treyarch want, because you still gonna have Omni movement. So they really working with the. I don't know what the hell they gonna be doing for this movement though. Like what's the movement? You know, the old heads don't like movement. They already don't like jetpacks because they don't get the concept of somebody being up here. You know, they don't look. You know, they dumb as hell. You know, they be sitting in corners. You know, they slow on the game. That's bad players in general. But if Sledgehammer working the multiplayer, I like Vanguard. When it came to gameplay, when it came to that scenery, I fucking hated that shit. That's why that shit so ass. But knowing that game did not get that much time, I see why it was like that. You feel me? But hopefully the multiplayer from Black Ops 6 ain't that bad. But fuck, that shit ain't replayable, my nigga.
A lot of those teams do move on immediately. And if that's the case, you'll have teams building the foundation of whatever Sledgehammer's next title is in 2027. Perhaps they may even currently be doing that. But you take that team from multiplayer and then drop them in running on that project around March to May of 2026 after the content is completed and ready to just be rolled out around.
Let's look at the gunfights. Look at the guns too.
And with the core of the game already being worked on, they've got another 18-ish months to polish whatever's there and mold it into a solid multiplayer experience.
Yeah.
So sure, maybe not ideal and not quite the full uninterrupted 3 years that we've had for Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 6 as is rumored in the development, but I still think grand scheme of things, it won't knock them off course too much. Personally, I'm rooting for Sledgehammer and their future projects. Like I've said, it's kind of crazy to me that they have not been given a good developmental cycle since 2014, when all of the games that have had marks against
I think it was
Call of Duty
developers,
with the cards they were dealt, I kind of think that Sledgehammer's done the best with what they've been dealt. But either way, it's a very interesting development of things in the Black Ops 7 sort of timeline here of what we can expect. But for now, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Just wanted to fill you guys in and give you this little insight that take it with a grain of salt, as with all leaks and everything. But maybe it's something you want to hear at this. Maybe you liked Modern Warfare 3's gameplay and Sledgehammer's handling of Modern Warfare 3 better than Black Ops 6 and what Treyarch has done this year. In which case, maybe it's a good sign. I know I don't want to come off with like too much hope or something like that, but
they streets actually work in Modern Warfare 3.
Let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video.
If that's true, in Modern Warfare, Sledgehammer's working on Black Ops 7 gameplay, it would give them some leeway into their next game. I'm not gonna lie. So with them working on the next, if they was working on the next game on the multiplayer side of it, that's guaranteed to know that Treyarch will be, if zombies coming for their game, and I think that's probably will be happening. That game, whatever game they create, zombies will be a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? People like the Modern Warfare 3 zombies, but I like Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer because it was shit to do. It was shit to grind for. You know what I'm saying? The gunfights was like that. It's still gonna be skill-based matchmaking, so you know what I'm saying? Your streaks might not work as they're playing. But yeah, I just like the whole Modern Warfare 3 experience when it came to, you know what I'm saying, shooting guns and getting streaks and going crazy. They actually allow you to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, if it's true, hopefully it is, man. That next game, I feel like it's going to be good. At least decent. The Modern Warfare 3 was a decent game. I know the campaign was doo-doo. The zombies was fun and the multiplayer was playable. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this is true. But I'm out here, Scar, like, share, man. I got some work and shit. I got so much shit I got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out here. Yeah, let me know how y'all feel about it.